Hey guys, so I'm just going to show you how I have my repeater set up for a UHF to 2.4. So I'm going to set up my TBRC reflex, okay? So it's already bound to the Dragon Link and whatnot, but you have to make a couple changes to the radio. Seeing normally you would be inputting PPM through the module bay to your Dragon Link. To set up the UHF repeater, you need if you're using a FrSky, but you need a receiver that can output PPM or S-Bus. So I have this X8R from FrSky, and so I've got it set up to S-Bus, and it's pretty straightforward actually. You just need to go into the GUI. This is the Dragon Link V3. The advanced system, so it has you can configure it in the GUI. So you just have to go in to the TX's GUI and set it to output 1 to S-Bus. Run it to your S-Bus of your receiver and give it 5 volts. This receiver can take up to 10 volts, so I'm using just an old Zippy 5002 cell, and I have 2 of them. So I was planning to run 2 of them in parallel, so that's 10,000 milliamps. Should run this for a long time. So yeah, other than that, on my repeater ground station, it's pretty straightforward on the back. I just have a switch like that. Drop that battery. So yeah, I 3D printed a little mount and just a little small tripod, some Velcro, and we are set. So we're just going to go in through the into the radio, and I'm going to show you what you have to change. So to get in, I'm not sure how good you can see this. You just need the menu, find your model, and hit page over. I'm going to go plus, so it'll bring us to the bottom. As you can see here, we have PPM on the external module, which is in the back, is what you need for a normal UHF setup. So we are just going to turn that off, and we need to come up to our internal memory, or internal RF, sorry, and we're going to set it to D16. Whoops, channels 1 through 8 is fine, because I'm not using more than 8 channels on this. And set it to bind, and that is about it. So once we have that set up, I don't want telemetry, so if you can see that, you need a little jumper, and that has to go on channels 3 and 4 of the signal pins. As you can see on the receiver, you just need to put it on channels 3 and 4, our jumper, like that. So once we have our jumper in, all we need to do is come over and just like a normal setup for binding a FrSky, hit bind. Okay, so it's ready to be bound, and we need to push in the failsafe button with a little, just using a little small Allen key, and power it on. Okay, so we're getting a flashing light. Don't worry, that's the Dragon Link just going off because it's not bound. Okay, we come over and hit bind, hit enter for bind, like that. So we're going to cycle this, turn off our radio. Now I need to get that jumper out. So now our next step is to bind our Dragon Link to the receiver. as it's pretty much the normal procedure.
Low rates, throttle hold.
We'll just turn on our radio. So our 2.4 is bound, so now we need to do the Dragon Link to the micro receiver. And you have to have the new firmware on the receiver. Because this one had 1.9 new gen, and I had to flash with the 2.5, which is the new beta for V3. And it's pretty straightforward. I'll put a little side clip of how easy it is to flash the firmware. So we have LED A and B. Okay, so we're going to hold the switch, hold the bind button, and the first one is blue, I believe, and then it turns green, and that's bind mode. So just do that now. Push the button, power on. There's our blue. Okay, now we're in bind mode. So all we have to do is power on our plane, and you'll get alternate flashing yellow and blue. That means it's successfully bound. With the old firmware, you just used to get a flashing yellow with the new gen firmware. It's pretty tight. Okay, so we're bound. So all we have to do, cycle power on that, cycle power on our Dragon Link. For good measure, I'm just going to cycle the power on the radio.
Low rates, throttle hold.
Okay. That should bind or power on. So we'll get a green. That means we're getting a good S-bus or a PPM signal. Red on the LED B means it's not picking up the receiver yet. I disabled the sound because normally it would beep until you connect. The lights are pretty bright, so there we go. And when you're bound, the LED will turn blue, meaning you have a successful link to your aircraft. So that is how you set up a UHF repeater and bind your model. So like I was saying, it's just you just have to go in and make sure you turn off the external module, turn on the internal, just as if you were using your FrSky receiver in a normal plane or whatnot. So you do the whole setup process that way, and then you just have to do this whole setup process of binding your Dragon Link to your receiver. And one little note might be a good for any autopilots or anything like that, or if you want to set a failsafe for anything, you have to set 2. You don't have to, but it's a good idea, because if you lose link between this and your 2.4, you're gonna, if you don't have a failsafe set up, you're gonna go down. If you lose link between your Dragon Link and your receiver, highly unlikely, but anything can happen. You could lose the power or anything like that. You don't want to go into failsafe. So you have to set up, okay, just for instance,
High rates.
I'm going to set full up elevator as normal. Let me see if I can do this. Because right now, if I turn off the radio, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So I'm just going to set a failsafe, because I don't. The motor might spool up for all I know. There's no prop on it, but I'm going to go full up elevator for the UHF failsafe. Okay, once it beeps once, that's your failsafe set. And I'm going to go down, full down elevator as a test on this. So all you do to set a failsafe on that is, oops, right, is I'm just going to go full down elevator. it blinks a couple times, and it blinks a couple times and to let you know that you've set the failsafe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the radio, so I should get down elevator. I'm just doing this as a test to make sure it took. I have no autopilot in this. This is just for a pretty close, fast flying model or whatnot. No autopilot in this. No return to home. So I'm just going to turn this off and see if I get down elevator. Yep. Okay. You can see our light is blinking, but we still have connection from the Dragon Link to the receiver. But obviously you're not going to have any control, okay? So we'll turn that back on.
High rates, throttle hold.
Okay. Now I'm going to turn off the Dragon Link. You can get that in view. So now I'm just going to turn off the Dragon Link, and I should get up elevator. There we go. Okay, so guys, that's just a little quick how-to. If anybody has any questions or anything, you just send me a message or whatnot. But yeah, you just have to set your radio to your FrSky as normal. Set your Dragon Link to your Dragon Link receiver as normal, and that's about it. Make sure you have your failsafe set. You should be good to go. So anyways guys, as always, thanks for watching, and have fun.